The rest is getting fucking face bombed. Okay, well, I did die because I found out that there was a nemesis by getting my ass groped. Fuck this game. I saw you watching the stream, in that you commented, and I couldn't really resist. I didn't want to use the channel, like, you're a fucking moron, but I didn't really have access to my normal account on my laptop. Like, boy, I just don't. So I just went for it. Doesn't seem like anyone noticed or cared, which works for me. Apparently every fucking cave in this goddamn mission is going to be a vertical tube, where all the oil shale is at the top, and each room is apparently going to have a fucking mini boss in it. Like, so far that is a fucking pattern.
What's next then? I mean, you know, there's not a Betsy, I suppose.
Oh, I guess if you can't get both, but I mean, Omeran. But so I guess, but much of mini boss fights before an actual fucking full-on one, I guess. So that's what's next.
What you are proposing is that this rice which we have just now been enjoying, the very rice in this bowl before us, was found by none other than a common shrimp.
See, you got it right, because Tom was doing it earlier, and he kept ignoring the stutter, like the double A, which was a very important part of it. And you fucking nailed it. In fact, you added another A, which I think works even better.
Where is it? No, other than a common shrimp. Shrimp.
Yeah. Tom also likes saying shrimp.
Shrimp. My presence will be ornamental. I will be a passive observer of the truth.
I don't know how much you've seen of it. Like, but in fact, you might have seen enough to why you brought it up earlier. But like, that critical drinkers like just abhorrent take on grass onion has actually kind of got him like called out. In fact, you always definitely see it because I know you watch Pillar of Garbage, don't you?
I saw his take. That's it.
Yeah.
In a tweet form.
Or... Right.
Critical drinkers.
Yeah, he did like a whole. Pillar of Garbage, the whole last video on why Critical Drinker just fucking lied to make the movie seem worse.
Because he doesn't like Ryan Johnson? Is that right? Is that actually true?
He definitely doesn't.
Yeah. I know that, but is that
was a whole part about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Well, whether or not he knows about, like, he just can't stand Ryan Johnson's work, which is why even when it's good, he refuses to acknowledge it. Whether or not he knows that's the case is anyone's guess. It is likely the case, since the beginning of the video was basically a whole thing. Not even talking about the actual movie, just him complaining about current like cinema SJW stuff. And I don't
know. Pretty good year for movies, to be honest. Actually, I suppose it's only because it was
terrible year for MCU, but I guess that does mean it's a good year for movies.
That means it's a better year for movies in general. Obviously, preceded by 2020 and 2021. It's not hard, exactly.
Yeah, well,
but I wouldn't call 2019 the best year just because Endgame happened to come out. Because I can't think of anything else from that year. Because of Endgame. Yeah. This year, actually, sorry, I shouldn't say that because 1917 came out in 2019. That was actually really fucking good. A common shrimp. You know, this year we had. Hold on, Knives Out was also 2019. first one.
I
Think. Therefore,
well,
I is.
I'm trying to think of which one I prefer of the two, but they're just too different.
Can like them equally.
Yeah,
You're allowed to.
I do.
I think
So,
I
no.
enjoy Glass Onion more. But only because I was already so familiar with what Knives Out looked like. That's a big part of it. And I did know some things as well. But it's just like a lot of imagery from that film has been around in like pop culture for a while, or you know, over 3 years by that point. I remember when it was like first like marketed.
I think
So it doesn't feel as fresh.
2 is different to 1 in that even though they're both like whodunits, 2 continues to pretend that it is, or that it continues to be until the end. You do not think you know who the murderer is, right? I think that's the main difference, because like halfway through the first Knives Out, you kind of, or like even halfway through, probably like a third of the way through, you give up guessing because you get told that it's Martha or whatever. Martha, yeah. Like, so you're like, okay, she murdered him, so I don't have to. It's not whodunit. I don't have to whodunit anymore, which doesn't make it a bad movie. It just kind of makes you then drop being a part of it.
It actually stops being a whodunit, and then it becomes, well, who's going to do it? Someone's going to do something. Because still,
well, yeah,
is
she going to get away with it?
Or that, yeah.
Kind of thing.
Also that.
Yeah, and it becomes like a thriller and stuff like that. I'm sort of really on it, but like, it's just it just stops becoming like, okay, I want to try and figure this out, and becomes okay. I just guess it's just a movie now, and then obviously it does then switch back to a whodunit, and it turns out she wasn't actually the one at fault, which obviously I knew going into it because I did know that Chris Evans' character was the killer. And
how do you forget his
even
name?
When I saw the scene,
Ransom. I mean, come on.
Randall.
Name's Ransom. Literally Ransom. His name.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, because that's the thing though. If in your mind you still that you know that she didn't do it, he is so obviously the culprit, right? The way that he acted so out of character, it's so obvious, really. Like, he is as big, if not the biggest arsehole of the bunch, and the fact that he was then kind to Martha kind of immediately gives it away that he's up to something. But like, you've kind of given up being a detective in the first Knives Out until obviously your rug gets pulled out of your feet again, and it turns out, oh yeah, she wasn't actually the murderer. But in fucking Glass Onion, you actually are a detective. You can be. It is an actual whodunit. But the way that it kind of fucks you over, like the audience over, is by just so heavily ruling out Miles as a option. Like he still could be, but like obviously like the whole time, like fucking even the detectives, like it is the least likely option. It would be so dumb if he was the option, like if he was the murderer, and that's kind of how they, you know, fuck you around. But at least you're still like guessing. But you also don't actually know who the murder victim is until like most of the way through the movie as well. So that's also how it's different.
Yeah.
Point is, both of them really aren't like a whodunit in a way that you could actually really participate from the beginning.
Right.
Because I don't know, yeah, it's weird. Which is why I'm trying to figure out which one I prefer. But I do think the fact that I knew that Ransom rather, fucking was the murderer, I think that really kind of fucked with my perspective.
Yeah,
of
it's a
the first
little
one.
bit unfair, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Although once again, it doesn't really. You kind of give up on the murder mystery part because it's not a mystery; it's just a murder. you're then just trying to see if she gets away with it. So it doesn't change like most of the movie. It really just changes the final end twist. That's like really it. Which is obviously a pretty bad part to get ruined.
The end twist.
Especially if anyone watching now hadn't seen the movie and wanted to.
Oh.
That would be pretty sucky.
Yeah.
Both of them now, actually. So.
Yeah.
You,
well,
I guess.
No. In what way did you really spoil Glass Onion?
I did say the way they fuck you over is by rolling Miles out. And even now bringing that up is definitely... What it is... I think the movies really don't change that much when you know who the murderer is. Like, the first one more than the second one. I think once you know that Miles is... The second one, like, rewatching is probably just going to be, like, noticing all the times he slipped. Like, the little montage at the end... You're actually going to be like paying attention to all the slip-ups and stuff like that. Like that's probably what rewatching
Glass Onion
going to be.
Glass Onion feels like a film that you would watch twice, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
It'll probably be very good twice, but then it would lose value after that.
Yeah, because there's really only two perspectives: it's having no idea and enjoying the ride as it like goes. Like,
I feel like that is just mystery movies, though. I feel like a mystery movie is only ever going to be good twice. It's a weird thing,
it's not knowing anything and then
before.
knowing everything and watching it through the perspective of, where did he give it away? Like stuff like that. Like if you already know who the murderer is, and a good mystery movie would have had hints like all throughout, right? Constant like kind of giveaways that you didn't see then, but you will see on a second watching. But then after that, there's no real merit other than if you just really enjoy the movie and you like rewatching stuff.
Will Smith would be in the next one. No. Oh, I said that. I had to say something about Will Smith. I was just thinking about Will Smith. No, of course I didn't. Who cares about Will Smith? What a he fell off.
He fell back.
Even though he won an Oscar last
all
year.
That drama shit that really kind of like brought him back into the relevance.
Yeah, but not. You know, it could be a better reason. It's not a good. It's not a good reason, really. To be back in the limelight.
What's the saying? Fuck.
Keep your
all popularity is good popularity.
All publicity is good publicity.
That
Specifically publicity.
Found the gunk room.
The what?
It was the final room.
The
There's
gunk.
so many gunk seeds.
The gunk.
The gunken seed.
The gunken seed. I like the sound of that. Hello, sir.
Just keep grenade launching the swarmers. Like once they're all there, just fucking delete them all.
The hell was that?
It's a worthy cause. I never watched that era of television.
What era? Or what era?
I mean, I think that was before us. Really, that's the main reason.
What's that then? What are you talking
Whatever
about?
that like weird. Well, obviously, I mean, I think you know that, but you don't know. Like the fucking little fella. Like the sound you made was like the cartoon child in some weird ass fucking show made at some point in the past, and that was like, I think it was like a quotation golden era. Or at least it was an era that was like Hey Arnold, other shows.
Arnold.
I never really watched any of those.
You wouldn't catch me watching Arnold.
I think it's Hey Arnold.
You wouldn't catch me watching Hey Arnold. You wouldn't catch me watching Hey Arthur.
No, I think that's just Arthur.
You wouldn't catch me watching Arthur.
I did watch Arthur. That was what I watched. It was what was on early in the mornings in BBC.
Early in the morning.
Yeah.
What shall we do with the Arthur?
If I got up too early, then I'd have to watch Arthur.
Would you?
Basil Brush.
Basil Brush.
Like
I don't really know who that is. I mean, I do. I've heard the name. He's famous fella. Brush. Basil Brush.
he's a bit of a relic.
Good old Basil.
Like an old hacker.
A relic.
Like a T-Dog.
Yeah, I didn't give a shit about any of that.
Yeah, that's because you actually like had shows. You had channels. BBC was all I had. Without ITV and that.
I felt specifically not drawn to those two. It was very specific. It's just like just not them.
Even that was CBBC.
Don't know why, but I just don't want anything to do with them. Except Ooglies.
Ooglies.
Wow! That guy's dead. What the hell? Oh my god! What do you? They're coming after me.
As are they me. That's like an actual sentence. That pisses me off.
What? I think so.
I don't know.
Might be right.
I'm always right, right? It's just whether or not I'm wrong is the question you gotta ask. The answer is no, I'm never wrong. I'm always right. You're kicking at him. You're not allowed to giggle.
Would you rather I did? Braid.
Snort. Snorting is supposed to be the laughter. You don't snort then laugh.
I prefer braid. Like. Like, I like very hoarse laughs as well, like that. Like. It feels insensitive almost.
Ew.
I don't know. I feel like making fun of people with stupid laughs.
They deserve it. It's fine.
I mean, I've got a pretty stupid laugh.
Do it. In all fairness, I have heard you do that.
I do it. Well, yeah. I mean, it's not. I don't really have a standard. I don't really have an average laugh that's just all constant. But that does happen sometimes.
There's like an array of laughs depending on the situation. Like, I think anyone has like probably a default laugh, but like if you're not supposed to laugh, then it's going to be a lot more.
Yeah.
Like mouth closed, trying not to let it out. Like, I think everyone's got that pretty bog standard. And then it gets a bit spicier. When you can and you just fucking lose control, that's probably when your natural laugh kicks in.
I love that shit.
Love shit.
What?
That's what you said, right?
I love that shit. Yucky. What?
I'm practicing my fake laugh.
Ah, when do you use that? All the time.
Make a joke.
Oh my god.
See, I'm doing it now.
When did why did the fuck?
That bit too much.
But I hear that one all the time. That's your real laugh.
No, it's not.
What the fuck? This is really you. I don't think you understand how effective of a mind game this is. It's like fucking with me on a. I see. I don't know if that's real or not. I don't know if you're like laughing because you find it.
Not.
You mean of course it's not?
I'm not gonna laugh while I'm fake laughing. No.
That's real though.
Yeah, it wasn't though.
I need the mule right here.
Yeah, also a lie.
I'm coming for you.
Resupply.
You're
The
still
issue
in that
is, Harry,
fucking mission.
Yes, I am. I'm 40 minutes in. I haven't done the meteorite. I haven't done the core lock. And I'm fighting the fucking Heartstone.
Are you gonna do the core lock?
Yeah, probably. It won't be that hard as long as I have ammo. Like I'm on Has 4. This is manageable.
Well,
like, critical weakness, stuff like that. Like it's plausible. It's just whether or not I can tolerate it.
yeah, I don't think the core lock fucker is a weak point. I think it's probably like the caretaker,
Oh shit! Fuck! Oh shit! Fuck!
where it acts just like pure flesh. I mean, it's not flesh, obviously, but it's like it's unarmored, but it's not a weak point.
Grabbing ammo. Never felt better.
Actually, I think the caretaker eye does act as a weak point, but it doesn't. You know, Dreadnought's a
I'm
weak
sorry, but
point.
resupplier is so fucking important. And I know it's right, but like, as I've been playing fucking solo, and I've
It is
experienced
fantastic.
like, not having other people distract you. Like, if you are not on good health when you interact with a thing, but you need to do it, like if you get like caught out and you need to grab a resupply, if you don't have resupplier, you're probably gonna die.
I suppose
or
I
lose
haven't
more
really
health than
thought
you're
about
gonna
that.
gain.
That it probably is actually better on solo. For a few reasons.
Yeah, but it's still just good generally though. Like obviously it's convenient,
it's
but
a
I
great
have
overclock.
almost lost I've lost my life. I wouldn't have lost multiple times because I physically couldn't resupply in the time that I needed, like or had before my health was dead.
My health
Like,
was dead.
and like I couldn't kill the enemies around me because I didn't have any fucking ammo. That's kind of the point of the resupply. At the very least, like if you don't have resupply and you're playing solo, you shouldn't wait to get a resupply. You should just grab it whenever you can. Obviously, you would have needed.
I
as
saw
well,
someone
but
came
not
up
when
with
you're empty.
a perk, an active perk, where you can like pick up excess resupplies, to like use them later. But it's like the perk like stores a certain amount of your like ammo, as in you can only get up to you can't have like more than your max ammo with you, like in like a spare slot. It's like it's basically just a resupply. You can take at any time. If you take more resupply than you need, like stores it away for you to.
Yeah, I think you can see how that could be fucked though.
Yeah, but
Is that then
I think 'cause-
rewarding taking more than one?
Yeah,
Like,
the
you know
point
that
is
guy
that
that,
it's
like,
you
grabbed
you
three
couldn't
and
well
we
exactly
immediately
you wouldn't
fucking
benefit
kicked
from
him.
taking 3 because the point was that even the strongest version it's only 100% of your max ammo you can take in excess. It shouldn't go up to that even though. It should probably be like you can take 50% of your potential max ammo with you at most.
Shredder destroy.
What a crazy guy.
Alright, the onward's fucking done.
Mining
Step
some
1,
mining
do
some
mission,
war. Come
Step 2.
do the rest, do the R.
That's some heavy data.
Die, boys. Die in a fire. I'll burn you so bad you wish you died as a child.
Die, monsters!
Oh my. That would be pretty bad.
I'll die, you so burn, you wish you burned as a dead child, boy.
I wish you'll burn as you burn, Mr. Burns.
I'm Joe Biden.
Simpsons,
My eyeballs turn into
almost,
spiders in the summer. What?
I'm watching like The Simpsons, like on
Hit and
Disney
run.
Plus, just like kind of like chronologically. I got to Who Shot Mr. Burns. Do you remember that like whole thing?
I know.
No.
Yeah, I know
It's
of
like
it.
Yeah, well, I watched that, and it was nothing special. I think it's just because like generally things were just less creative, and no one really tried things back then. I mean, obviously, like Simpsons did. That's kind of the point of it, and why it blew up. Is that it did fuck around, and it did find out that doing that worked. But yeah.
Fuck around and find out. It's
It's
never
like
usually a good thing.
No, but I often like using it as such.
Yeah, but well, often.
Yeah, I use fuck around and find out pretty often.
As a positive.
Molly,
Yeah.
come here.
I don't often have the opportunity to use it as a negative.
Look around and find out.
The only people I threaten is you and Tom.
Never threatened me. Not in any way that matters.
Reloading.
Yeah, that's not a requirement of threatening.
I feel like the
You can
threat.
try and
I feel like the threat has to be a threat. If it doesn't threaten them, I don't think it particularly counts as a threat. Functionally, I mean, I guess it can still be a threat in terms of what you are attempting, but functionally, it has failed to be a threat.
First round.
I've never felt
shut
threatened
up or I'll
in
hit
my
you.
life.
That was fake too. It hasn't stopped. It'll never stop.
I was acting.
That fella.
Giancarlo.
Yeah.
It's about drive, it's about
People like
power.
him.
Time for a discard monster. Take a damn shower.
Did he say that?
No, that's Hank. Hank Schrader.
Right.
Well,
He
not
does a lot
Hank.
of cameo
Dean
stuff,
Norris,
doesn't he?
who should absolutely play Mission Control in a Deep Rock live-action project.
Get a Bosco. Okay,
Go,
Bosco does not
Bozzy.
shoot the open tyrant weed, and I couldn't because of the positioning. It's fucking impossible for me to actually get up there and kill it.
Just finished an egg hunt.
Lucky.
It's actually a short one as well. 23 minutes still. And
What is that detonating on? Grenade launchers just detonating in the middle of the air on nothing.
probably no, actually no.
Oh my god, I do so much fucking damage to these sprouts, but I can't actually get to any of them and like do anything once the box. Coloc has opened 3 times now, and I've yet to do any damage to it.
Me when I fucking get you. Oh! Well, I know Tyler's not going to like that. I wonder how long he'll be in that mission, though. Maybe I could do an industrial sabotage in his absence.
You probably could. I mean,
We'll see.
Fucking 50 minutes into this mission now. This is kind of excruciating, to be honest with you.
I mean, I do need to piss, but that's actually a good thing. So I'll do it solo. That means I can pause it. And I'll just try and get it done before I piss myself. That's a good idea, right? I'm gonna piss my pants. My pants.
Critical
are filled
weakness
with
Coloc tyrant
urine.
weed is absolutely fucking ridiculous. It just keeps opening and closing and opening and closing and opening and closing.
Is that because of the turrets? killing the sprouts
Turrets,
so easily.
Bosco, me, we just constantly farm it. Unluckily, I got hit by a fucking swarm, and this terrain is abysmal. But like, yeah, it's the easiest fucking thing since sliced bread.
Easiest
like,
thing
to
since
open it
sliced
and go-
bread.
It is. If the terrain wasn't difficult, I could literally do it in like less than a minute with like anyone. And if there wasn't swarm was fucking gunning for my asshole as well.
How are you dealing with swarmers? I mean,
Grenade launcher.
do you have a lot of ammo? Like,
I'm
is it
built for it.
is it your silly little build?
It is my silly little build, my little stunning build. But I do actually have fire on the stunning build, so it's actually like
It's
not terrible.
kind of no reason not to. That's the thing, the grenade launcher.
Exactly. So I was like,
But,
well,
yeah, that's why I don't like it though. In time,
That's it. Back's full.
it's only because the other two primaries are always good against any target, and the grenade launcher is only good against large crowds, or only single targets if you take hyper propellant. Kind of gay. That's where the frozzy comes from. Frozzy, Frizzle Nation, Kid Nation. That was an episode. Humanity.
let's just kill myself with Council Burst. This is actually so fucking miserably stressful, but also easy, but also so stressful. Like, it is constantly spewing out tyrants. I have a tiny fucking area to run around in, and it's entirely full of call-out things. If they didn't die in 2 shots of the Warthog, I would be so fucking dead. But they do, so I keep killing them with relative ease, and I fucking killed the call-out. It was so easy, yet so difficult at the same time. To anyone that had a good terrain and a critical weakness and a call-out, you are the luckiest man alive, and that was probably the easiest fucking thing of your life. Turns out there was also Bismol shoved up the call us, so I got some of that as well.
I'm pleased to announce I found some bits more.
Like literally, like
You don't want to
like-
know.
that could not have been pleasant for the call. Okay, like that
I don't
Bismol
think
is
it
not.
feels anything. I don't.
Well, it feels pain enough to open up and heal itself. You know, plants feel pain. You know.
Feel pain enough to open up.
I guess it doesn't feel that much pain, or else it wouldn't open up.
Everyone needs a core lock in their life. Is that a meteorite?
Might be my other one, which I. Oh, you fuck! Oh my god!
Fragments.
My fucking second death of this mission was because of a tiny little fucking stick. Like, you know, the salt pits have those little fucking shards. I jumped off to go land on a platform. I didn't then hit that and die from 4 damage, but I hit that, slid off it because it was angled, and it threw me to the fucking ground, killing me.
Okay.
Momentum and like slopes in this game are dumb and need to be fixed. Like, hitting something at the wrong angle sends you fucking 9,000 kilometers an hour towards a random fuck off direction. Like, they just need to stop that from being the case. Like, you shouldn't be able to gain immense momentum in an instant for no good reason. Or just at all. You just shouldn't be able to. There should be like a speed
That's
cap.
you mean just shooting off randomly?
Yeah.
Because you know when you're sliding down a slope and you can jump off it and gain it more distance than normal. That's not what you're talking about, is it?
No, but I think that's the mechanic that gets used to send you fucking launching.
I like
whenever
that.
you-
I like that enough. Where, because I think the other thing's just a bug.
Yeah, it's a bug, but like, it's a bug off that mechanic. And if they removed that mechanic, there wouldn't be a bug on it.
I mean, they could get rid of a lot of bugs by removing all the mechanics.
Actually, the game would have no bugs in it if there were no players.
I need the mule right here.
No, wasn't it a
shit
game with no
games.
bugs is a game with no players or something?
Yeah, that's basically what I said.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I think it was them trying to be like spiritual or something, which wasn't a bad attempt to.
Spiritual.
It's like a game would still have bugs, just everyone stopped playing it. It's like saying that like Anthem doesn't have bugs because no one's fucking playing it, which is like it's clearly not true. It had an immeasurable amount of bugs and other issues. I'm not entirely sure why Anthem was as terrible as it was. Why everyone knew that it was going to be terrible.
I think it's probably because of what the previous thing that BioWare had done, which is Mass Effect Andromeda, and the fact that it just objectively looked too ambitious for the time, and that the concept of just being able to fly around all the time was known, and everyone quickly figured out that that's not a good idea for a game. Yeah.
So it was kind of doomed to begin with then, really.
Yep.
Because if everyone goes into a game assuming it's going to not work and be terrible, then they're only going to prove that right. And no one's going to get it in the first place, so they're going to have enough reason to fix it.
Oh. Sit your ass down, boy.
No. I'll lie my ass down like a real man.
I'll lie.
Yay, me too.
Liar, liar.
The swarmers because of the hot ground.
Hot ground.
Yeah, that ground is so fucking hot.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah?
You're trying to tell me that ground isn't hot. Hey.
I am, actually. I am. Hot
What is it? It is not hot, then what is it?
Fiery? High in temperature.
Not sure how much thought you put into meteors, like
Me?
yet or at all. But like, have you ever like been like one of the rock crackers isn't just too absurd of a position to regularly go to, and you'll likely die in trying to go there regularly, that you're just gonna leave it dead and just focus on the one that isn't implausible.
Yeah.
Alright, good.
But that's actually the beauty of it actually being there being
Dude, yeah,
two.
I know.
I like it.
Yeah. It's so much. It's just better. It is just them having improved immensely on this type of gameplay. And I was about to say it's a shame that it's on the Meteors, but like no, it's very good. The Meteor is a very good event. It's just an issue that innovating and updating and getting better at a certain type of thing requires you doing it a lot of times. So in the end, it's still the same mechanic that we're used to. It's just in its best form. Which, I don't know, as long as it would be nice if they went back and made data deposits like playable with this new information.
Unfortunately, see, you're right, but I don't think that's actually worth spending time on because they're not as important anymore. It's better to just move forward from something that's irrelevant now. This doesn't need.
I agree.
The Meteor is far more
like...
common, and is that now. You can ignore the data deposit if you want as well. It's like it's not a priority.
The issue is, I guess, yeah. The answer to that is literally just ignoring the data deposit, and that's how you deal with it being terrible.
Yeah.
Which, in all fairness, is my solution to the game mode issue. So
the meteorite represents both the improvement and the replacement.
Yeah.
If the data deposit was still important, then I would say yes. But because the meteorite represents that improvement in its own existence, it's just not important right now.
Yeah. Meteorite's full of oil shale.
The hacking deposit, the data deposit doesn't need to be improved when it's like its improvement. It's the improved version is so much more common and important.
Yeah, but you could also make the argument that the data deposit is like industrial sabotage. Like if they improved the industrial sabotage data deposit, it would improve.
Although those two things go
vice
hand in
versa.
hand, I think.
Exactly.
I think there's actually a chance that doing data deposit first would be better because them focusing on trying to make industrial sabotage better hasn't worked. So if they make the hacking data deposit better instead, that might actually have the side effect of making industrial sabotage better. At the same time, I think more problems lie in the caretaker than people think.
Remember the fucking helmet in this game. Like the very I touched the helmet at the very beginning.
Touch the helmet.
Yeah, the helmet was at the very beginning, and it's been an hour. It's been a fucking hour, and I'm gonna go get it.
Get it! Ooh!
I just can't bring myself to like be happy that I spent an hour on this mission. like I'm sure it's gonna like pay out well, especially since it doesn't look like I'm gonna fail anytime soon. Which is cursed words. I know that's really me fucking damning myself.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, I mean, I've got Iron Bosco with another revive. I should be fine. Which is another thing.
I should be
might as well
fine.
just go through the list.
Famous last words. Yeah, go through all of them.
I'm retiring tomorrow as well, so this is my last day.
I just love life. Is that what Bob said from Stranger Things?
I think
You know he's gonna die.
Bob. I don't know. Yeah. They did do Bob. I think Stranger Things is actually not that great, but Bob's death was done pretty fucking well. Because like,
You mean
to be honest,
terribly. An idiot. He died because he left a gun in a room. He dropped it and didn't pick it up. That's why he died.
yeah, I guess. But no, it was more that you kind of you kind of knew that he was gonna die, but then you actually kind of started believing that he wouldn't. And then he died. I guess it really is just they dragged it out for so long that you kind of did eventually just believe that he was going to make it out of there. But no, he didn't do that.
He did it, he didn't do that. He did it,
I would say I guess he's too big of an actor for like a permanent role as well, but he probably isn't.
No,
roles, like queued up anymore, does he?
No. No.
There's even what's his name, the weird looking one, like the main one. Even he that much stuff.
You do what?
It's Elijah Woods, I think.
Elijah Wood. Yeah, that's because he tried to expose Hollywood, and so they just rejected him. I mean, he's done stuff, but and also he doesn't. I think that he's sort of. He was pushed away from Hollywood and also sort of pushed himself away. Still part of it, but he's not a DJ. I think it's really fucking cool and funny.
I think mainly funny. Don't really get the point in DJs. Like just press shuffle.
I mean, that is true. They aren't that. It's not much of a thing anymore. Oh, what the hell am I doing?
I have no idea. What are you doing?
I'm an idiot. I'm a big idiot. That's what is. That's what I is. Well, there's a lot of turrets in here. You'd think there was a turret controller, but it's just sabotage. Can't be. What a load. I will kill you when you're sleeping. What the fuck? How are you not dead? How am I not dead? Oh, fucking
One
hell.
positive of having to go back to like the very beginning to do the meteor is that the drop pod actually ended up spawning in basically the fucking main room, meaning that a very short walk for Betsy's head.
Betsy.
You know what I mean?
Of course I do.
Loretta. Well, that was agonizing beyond measure. Fuck. But also easy. But also not easy. But also easy. But also not easy. But also easy.
Have there
That
any
was
other experiences like that? Where it's like
max.
it's just just fucking awful, but it's still very easy.
I got 20,000 XP, and it wasn't a double XP mission. I got primary objective gave me 10,000 XP. Secondary objective gave me 3,000. 3 tyrant shards.
I mean,
gave me
yeah, it's got the
4,000.
tyrant,
4
but-
play carts gave me 2,600. Minerals 1,200. I don't really mind gold, to be honest with you. And fucking hostiles 1,500. Oh, fuck! I got 138 Eno pearls though. Fuck yeah!
What?
138 Eno pearls. That's like quadruple
Wow.
what I thought I had. Yeah, and there was fucking Nemesis in that mission and all. So, and all of it, what took, like 30, basically 40, but I ran it down to 30. So that's like 2.5 hours minimum took me to do these promotion quests.
30 hours?
That's not what I said.
Why is it so cold in here, like, visually?
Is it blue?
No, it's actually closer to grey. Wow, yeah. Suddenly, it looks like I'm in an oven. It doesn't actually. I am very
I actually
bright,
managed to get up to like 500 Enel pearls from like 5. So I
the way
still
back
think it's
from-
enough. I think I need like 700. It just means at least I would be bankrupt and just trying to. Although then again, my money has not gone up at all. It's going to be a money issue.
Yeah, he did just say you don't collect gold.
Oh, it costs way less than I thought it did. I thought it would cost me like 700,000, but it only costs me fucking 100.
Yeah, mine don't cost 700,000.
I thought it cost like an obscene amount.
It doesn't go up by much.
Right, well, yeah, I have nowhere fucking near enough Eno pearls. Well, not actually. I need 660. So it's time to buy some. Hooray! What a cool guy mechanic. No, the promotion.
Cool guy
is
mechanic.
fine. I think it could do with not being the same minerals every time. Because if you play your cards wrong, you will never have any mineral. Like if your like 2 main characters both use the same mineral, you're fucked. Which I think they all kind of do.
You said
because it would
if
just
you
be
play your
different
cards
mineral.
wrong, didn't you? That's what you yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just make it exact. A little old exacto.
Oh, this piss can't wait.
This piss cannot wait.
This piss cannot wait. Neither can I.
Beep bop boopity bop bop. 400. I'm blue level 450. Yay! Yay! at any point in time our subscribers go over like my blue level, that's gonna be a video. That's gonna be some sort of celebration. And definitely the same for Harry's. That'd be pretty wild. Oh shit, it was 668, not 660. Fuck. I've got to go all the way back and get 8 more fucking Enor pearls, because I wanted it to be exact, but I got the exact number wrong. It's a real fucking piss take. And the elevator's coming up and I wanted to go down, so now I've got to wait for the fucking elevator. Oh, what you do to me? I don't actually know what song that's from, so I can't really continue it. Beep boop bap boop beep boop bap boop. 8 raid. Yes. Oh yeah, baby. Oh baby, yeah. Got those Enor pearls. Oh yeah, Enor pearls. Well, I'm actually gonna have like literally 0 Enor pearls once I do this promotion. Everyone's got a mineral, like, which I think is based on what characters you main. It's whatever the coinciding ones that you get drained of the most. But for me, it's Enor pearls, because it used to be Jadis, but at some point it isn't. At some point it moved over to Enor pearls, which is it's nice. It's nice. It's not nice. Having a wall mineral be your most needed one is kind
What a
of
loser!
I have literally 0 Enor pearls. Hooray! And guess what? I still haven't got an Enor pearl mineral canister. I've now got 4 Umanite, 2 Magnite, Jadis, Cropper, Bismore. How funny.
Well,
ha ha ha.
Turn all of those into money and buy Enor pearls.
I just bought Enor pearls. I don't want to buy Enor pearls.
It's not worth
I
it.
don't want to buy something unless I need it. Oh, I've got like almost exactly 300,000 currency. Which is sad, because I had money. Like, I actually was starting to get rich. Like, end game kind of rich. And then I bought everything in the store. Just kind of because I thought, there's no point being end game rich unless I've got everything. So I got everything. And now, when I become end game rich, I can keep it that way. Because I'll have nothing else to spend it on.
Yeah. I haven't dipped below 4 million in quite some time. But I do have like 3 promotions lined up, so let's see.
I've got my crafting beer craft collection. 4,000 starch nuts.
Okay, that's fine. I probably got about that as well.
Bit less than 2,000 malt star.
Shut up!
1,800 malt stars. 1,600 yeast cones. It's weird that it goes in order of down. I mean, obviously this is actually the episode around, but like, got shit tons of starch nuts. Not as much, like a lot less malt stars. Similar to malt stars, but less yeast cones. And
those, I think those two are the same rarity.
So is it a thing
are actually the most
nuts are just common?
Starch nuts are the most common by far.
Is that a fact, or is that just like looking at the numbers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Barley bulbs, I think, are actually the second most common. It's only that you use so many more of them. There's only ever one in a single instance. Yeah. They're most important, well, obviously.
And the other 2 are not that common, but they can come in like 4, which is always nice. You get like 2 4s, and you feel God's pleasure. You've touched this. For some reason, that is a thing, which I feel like I want to know if it's. I mean, it's kind of weird, but like the picking up craft beers, like finding craft beer like bulbs and the plants, is by far the thing I look forward to most in like missions. Like it is like the most rewarding thing. Like I feel very little pleasure from doing anything other than like killing an ungodly amount in a very short amount of time by playing it well. Like that's like the only other things that like give me like satisfaction in this game, except picking up like the fucking a barley bulb, like 2 barley bulbs. I'm like, yes, oh, and I ejaculate everywhere because it's like 3 barley bulbs. I'm like, oh fuck, oh.
You ejaculate.
Yeah, I get hot and bothered when there's like multiple plants in a room. So yeah.
Yeah, this is a bit weird.
I did take it a step too far. My point is that
Obviously.
despite them really not being any part, like craft beers and special beers and all of that, they really don't give 2 shits about them. Like as far as like the game is concerned, yeah, they're quite similar to long-time players. They just don't really care, but expect them to stay around.
Not wrong. That's why I hate it. That's the worst part.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, you don't need to cater towards long-time players. That's kind
Not
of the
from a
point.
business standpoint.
Yeah.
Not unless we spread the word that being a long. Oh, I don't
Well,
fucking know.
it's just that like obviously like you can't justify focusing.
No,
on
obviously
long-term
not, and I
players.
agree with that.
But you can include them in your plans, which Ghost Ship does do, right? Phasian Knight wasn't, right? But the season pass was.
Yeah, that is
a-
true, but it wasn't dedicated. They've never actually done anything that's dedicated to long players.
But that's the point, because dedicating it to long-term players is focusing to long-term players, and that is not something that's easily done.
Why is something like the retirement system? Why is that is for everyone? Really?
Yeah. Well,
How many people do you think
have
have stopped playing once they got to Legendary? Actually, probably no one.
No. Once again, it's the fact that like anyone that reaches Legendary 3 will continue playing. You don't need to appease them by giving like higher ranks and like infinite progression, stuff like that. Like they've already probably given you all the money they can give you. They've already got all the DLCs. They probably will get all the DLCs, like stuff like that. Like there's no
Correct.
like, and it sounds bad, like painting them like these inhuman fucking machine stock market like robots that only care about the bottom line or whatever, right? But like it's just kind of a fact that it's like it wouldn't make sense to cater towards the players that do not need catering towards. Like, and I say that in the need department. Like obviously I think those players would fucking love if they got a piece of content for only them to gnaw on, right? Like, or that they benefit the most from, like a retirement or just extra prestige levels, something like that. More titles for like higher ranks instead of Lord of the Deep. Which, let's be honest, Lord of the Deep is not that good of a title to belong to most of the best players in the game. But that's neither here nor there.
Isn't it?
No, it's just Lord of the Deep. It's not that special. It's not that smart. It's not like unique, obviously. But like, it's just it's like mid. It's just Lord of the Deep. It's not that special. You know, it's not like Master of the Darkness or some shit like that, right? Hoxie's is Conqueror. Like, it's just Lord of the Deep. My point is that I immediately came up with 2 that they could just slap on at level 500 and 1000, and that would immediately like just be something. Because obviously, like the old-time players, they're so deprived of content that they're like fucking skin and bones. They'll accept like anything. And if they just added more words for higher blue levels,
If they added a lot of that would be perfect. Because that's do you know something? That's actually a good point. That's a good point because that's something that keeps going up still, but its value is decreased because you have nothing to. It doesn't really show much at all.
Yeah, and I've said it before, but the titles doesn't actually matter because no one can see your title.
Well, they should
like,
make that.
It would just feel. Yeah, but
And also, they
even
just have to
then,
write a few words, and that's the kind of thing, because it's so easy to do. They can excuse it being very far apart. They can excuse having titles for for only over level 2000, because it's so easy to do.
You would assume they could, but they actually can't, because it's only for high-level players. No matter how little effort it takes, it wouldn't be worth the effort for them. Like, it's just.
Help me mine this.
I don't know, because it's the same thing as. Oh, I was about to say they don't make things for only new people.
But the titles stopped changing a bit too early, really. That's also a reasonable thing.
I mean, yeah, with how
there's enough people over level 100. Excuse it.
Yeah, no, it is still far too low. Because you at level 100, right? I don't think you can even have a legendary character. Like, maybe if that's literally the only character you have ever played, you've never stopped. You might by level 100, but like still. So you're gonna cap out the titles before you even cap out your player, like your dwarf. And especially if you play like even just 2 characters, then dwarfs you definitely won't reach legendary 3. So titles are the first indication that from now on you're on your own. Because there's also level 100. That's scale brigade, right? That's it.
Yeah.
No more.
I do think we are. I think very recently getting to the point where we can go a bit further than that.
Yeah, like level 100 is where you are no longer being supported by. Like, you are no longer catered towards by the devs.
Yeah,
if you're
it's getting to the point where I think that's probably too early for everything to just stop. Getting to that point.
And I think people have noticed that. Like, I saw, I think it was in the stream today that someone commented, like, "Can we get more titles, please?" Like, come on, like, it's a bit, just come on. And I think that is.
Right, we'll come up with them even. What you got to do is put them in.
Yeah, like, it's fucking.
That's also something that'd be awesome for community submissions. Submit some titles for us to put in the game.
Yeah, like maybe I don't know, like every season they do that kind of thing. Like, well, yeah, because I don't know, yeah, because I was thinking they did didn't they do like a actual like thing like TikTok or just short videos where people had to pretend to be a dwarf.
Yeah,
something like that. Like they have actually done like community based like challenges. Or,
also I know it's for bugs, but the please fix thing's also pretty cool.
Yeah,
where people vote on the bugs that it should prioritize.
Yeah, like they are. I don't know. They could do that, right? Because that's like even less effort on their behalf. If they just get the community.
I finally stepped down a little bit. All right, I'll settle for more titles. Okay, if that's.
The thing is,
Bevan said if you only played one character to Legendary 3, your level would be 144.
Thank you for doing that maths and/or having done that yourself.
Same time, is that right?
Yeah,
I think it is. yeah. Actually, think about it. That sounds reasonable.
Yeah, it is a fact that your title is literally the first wall. Like it's the first sign that says that from now on, good luck. And then eventually, probably like if you're literally only ever play one character, getting him to legendary 3, that'll do it. And/or I'm not sure what would occur first. Getting all of the weapon overclocks. That's a pretty big. You're on your own from here. But I assume that will happen after titles.
Pardon me.
Like after you reach level 100, probably past that. Actually, depends how you play. Well, yeah, especially because actually, never mind. Because overclocks are time locked, you would definitely get level 100 like before. If you played like regularly.
On the reg.
Point is, titles are very important in that regard. In that they are the first sign of what's to come. That from now on, you're going to get less and less content.
Oh yeah, they're important as a sign, but they're becoming less and less important because of, or at least the final title is becoming less and less meaningful.
Yeah. The titles are not important. I couldn't name one title other than I guess like. Actually, no, I can't. I can't even guess the first one. It's like Rookie, Greenbeard, like. Do they actually use Greenbeard as like
Yeah.
the first title? Okay, I guess that makes sense. It is also interesting that the things Lord of the Deep. Yeah, everyone, anyone that is anyone, calls long-term players Greybeards. So like, why isn't the forever title Greybeard, considering that is the fan name for high-level players?
Everyone would like to be able to
And or why
customize his
isn't
title. I think that's not a bad idea either. I don't know what I
we've
prefer,
had that
but
idea, yeah.
I don't know what that would be. I think because the thing is, I don't know what level that would make sense for either. Because it's all. I feel like that would make more sense if it was just something you could just do anyway at any time.
Yeah, you just unlock more segments to customize it as you level up or do things. Like if you kill a bunch of dreadnoughts, you will unlock the word dreadnought that you could like use, and stuff like that. Like, but like yeah, and that would be really cool, but also a lot of effort for a feature that only you would see. So they would have to implement the customizable like achievement unlocks,
And this is another thing,
and then make it a visual thing.
This is like an unknown thing that potentially would really piss me off. It's just like, well, you know, the other players don't see the title, so they can't be that important. Well, then fucking make them seen. It's like, I really hope that's not a reason that's being used. And I don't like having things that potentially annoy me. That's really annoying.
That's my point, though, because even then, that is not a reasonable argument. Because so what? No one else can see you.
You're in control of that. Yeah,
but like
people still appreciate it.
Yeah, like being like seeing your like progress is always good, but it stops. So like as far as titles are concerned, as soon as you reach level 100, you are not progressing through the game. You are done. That's what titles are telling you. Obviously, titles. It doesn't matter what they're telling you. They're fucking.
Yeah, and I think it's a good way to word it though. It's just a bit weird in a game that has no definitive end. That there also is one.
Yeah,
it's not the right one.
Titles is the first one. Yeah.
Well, as in a game that doesn't end, progression shouldn't end either.
Yeah, Titles is the first end. Then it's like Legendary 3. That's an ending. That's a pretty loud ending saying you're done here. Go away. Obviously, it doesn't work. People ignore it. But it is a fact that no longer progressing your character is a shot in the fucking kidney to wanting to continue playing the game. Like from now on, playing your main character is not represented to anyone else. You can't even, unless you keep a tally chart, which obviously Harry you do. You will not know how much you progressed and played your character, like compared to other ones. Like yeah, it's like, so yeah, that's another pretty large. You're done here. So you know, titles are a small one. Legendary 3 is a large one. Overclocks is a kind of like you can't really stop this from being the case without adding like too many overclocks, I would argue, but they're a pretty big one. Running out of overclocks, and then obviously running out of even cosmetics in the fucking thing is another one. Like it's like yeah, you literally have nothing more to earn here, and then if you have literally everything in the game, that's it. Right? That's obviously that is like the biggest, loudest, screaming thing in your face.
Yeah, but Tyler, the point is that's the reason why that's not a problem is because unlocks. There's always going to be a limited number of things you can unlock, but there doesn't have to be a limited.
Except
these other things don't have to be limited. Mainly the promotions.
No, I know. Yeah.
I think titles there would be a limit how many they could come up with, but promotions something that doesn't have to be a limit on. Yeah, there is, and it'd be better if there wasn't. No, yeah. It's a pretty simple equation. As to why as to why it's not like reasonable, but you know, why it's a good idea.
It's just more like obviously there will come a point where you have to kind of stop playing. Although as in saying that, the whole you have everything in the game has actually been like removed as a reason thanks to season passes, because obviously. You can complete the season pass, so you will only have a.
It's just another level as well. I've actually played to get to performance level 300. I've done that because I got close enough and thought, oh, I might as well. That became an incentive.
Once again, that in that like, it's a handy thing you chose to do, right? That you could give yourself that task. You have enough of your own like willpower and like. Decision making to do that, right? But in the end, doesn't matter.
There should definitely be an in-game documentation of your like the
Yeah,
levels that
no
you
one
got.
will know.
in the
And did you
past.
screenshot that you got 300?
It's it'll be in a live stream somewhere, so you could have it. You could get the screenshot.
Right, yeah. Point is that yeah, it's just doesn't matter. Literally not at all matters, and it doesn't even matter if you get to level 100 or whatever level you get. It really doesn't matter. You're gonna get the cosmetics after it anyway. But it's kind of just yeah.
Another
But the season
reason why
pass-
I'm actually wish this upcoming DLC wasn't DLC. I mean, not that they would actually have done that, you know. But, you know, it wouldn't have been like the next thing after Scale Brigade. They wouldn't have done that anyway, so maybe it's fine.
Yeah, but like
Speaking
yeah,
of
season
that,
pass
though-
is an objective to curing the having nothing to do problem, which it did a good job of. So season passes really was the only thing that long-term players have had in a while.
It's also it does also act as proof that they aren't willing to they aren't willing to do anything that is just for long-term players.
Yeah,
Not
which
anything.
is fair.
Not a single
but
thing.
It is not nice to say, but like it is still something that they probably do think about long-term players, but they just need to. They're trying to find ways of doing stuff for long-term and new at the same time. And there's not many things you can do for that, other than adding new equipment, adding new season passes, and the stuff they are doing.
Well, I mean, I guess the
like,
promotions thing doesn't quite work, but I think there are ways to implement very long-term incentives that are you can see from the beginning. You know, like people like the idea of resource sinks, something that you can buy, whether it be cosmetics or even possibly something for the rig. It's just ridiculously expensive. You know, people like that kind of thing. There's these ultra high tier premium cosmetics. It's like costs like millions of credits. It's just like, whoa! I wonder if I'll ever get enough money to get those. You will if you play for long enough, and you can see that it's there from the beginning. You know that it's always going to be there.
Assignments, like if there's an assignment at level 1000, that's always there. Like at the bottom, like under all your promotions, it's like level 1000. Like I don't know, the deepest dive like assignment or some shit, like the Greybeard's challenge assignment, some shit like that, right? That's just always there at the bottom of your screen. Like I bet you could look at the fucking chart that they have, right? And if they added the assignment that was so visible that like at level 1000 you could do it, players would play more. I bet you could fucking notice that.
Exactly.
Right?
I think if you implement something, if you implement a reason to get to level 1000 or preferably even further, then you would like, and people can see that like right from the start. Then it would I think it's just the idea of that not being hidden, and they feel like in some catering to people who've been playing for that long inherently would be, but this is how you make it something for everyone. If you make it clear that there's a reason to get that far, it'll make more people want to get that far.
You know what? I think Greybeard should threaten Ghost Ship a little bit more, and I say it funny like that, but like it's like I think.
Because there's no threat of us not playing. That's the thing, isn't there?
Yeah, there's no threat of us not playing.
But I want to play.
But if we like tell all Greenbeards that like the game stops rewarding you for playing up to like a certain level, that will turn them off it. And that's what we're gonna do for Ghost Ship. If you don't start giving us some direct fucking content for like long-term players, like I barely be considered that, right? Like I've just crossed the line into I have nothing else to get other than season pass stuff, and like at this point it's like like if you don't start giving us some like titles, literally titles, we will start telling all the new players that this game doesn't care about you if you play for a long period of time. Yeah, like that, and how's that gonna help your fucking new rising player base? It will do nothing realistically. But like my point is that like having your long-term players feel neglected will have a bad look in the game, and a bad look of the game will make less players play it. Like that's what I'm saying. Is that like caring about long-term players, if that's something that's like pinned to your game, you will get a lot more long-term players, right? Like like it's just the fact that if like people that actually like play games and like dedicate themselves to a game, if they hear that Deep Rock like heavily rewards your investment for like really long term, like to the point where only like 0.1% of players actually reach that content, the players that are in for that kind of thing will play the game, and they'll play it a lot. They'll spend a lot of money on all the DLC.
It's actually an interesting point that the only people who are spending this long, as long as someone like me spends playing the game, is because. Damn it! I forgot what the wording was. I had a really good way of wording this point, and it completely disappeared. It was It's because the only people that are doing this are people who are doing it for the gameplay. You could have more like groups of people interested in playing the game for a long time if you implemented other reasons to play the game for a long time. At the moment, it's just the gameplay. If you had another reason, you draw in more different people. Maybe people who aren't as hooked on the gameplay as I am, because there's a different reason to get that far.
Like people that like the game, but they see no reason to spend that much time playing it. They would then have a reason.
Yeah.
So they would, and then they'll fall the game a lot more, because I think it's kind of inevitable that you.
I know that we stopped having these conversations specifically like a fair while ago, but I remember every time we did, we'd always uncover another like reason or solution that was like. And this is this time. This is.
Yeah,
and I think it's one of the best so far. Yeah. Best arguments so far.
I always used to be like, because I'm thinking long term, there's not much you can do gameplay wise. You really can't like add like a mission that you can only do at like level 1,000,000 or something, right? Like a deep dive that's unlocked. Like,
it should be actual
deep dive
gameplay.
at like level 100 wouldn't be that bad. But like,
no, that would be fine. That would be absolutely fine.
That would actually be like pretty solid. But like, for fucking cosmetics, that's where it's at. It really is going to come down to if you can just cosmetically reward for like up until level like 2000, maybe further, right? Like if you have a cosmetic at level 1000, I don't think they can comprehend how much that's going to make people want to play this game more, and or it could intimidate some people. But maybe you should hide the level 5000 cosmetic behind the level like 1000 one, or maybe just do what they currently do, right? You unlock them in like, and you can only see them once you've unlocked them.
Yeah, and
isn't that what
so
it
like,
is? Like,
so like, it's the prestige assignments. So like the level 1001 should appear after Scale Brigade.
Whatever like scale level 100 ones are. Once you've done all them,
it's black. Actually, I think it's Scale Brigade. I think Scale Brigade kind of just shows up because I think you could do either Black Crag or Scale Brigade because they're both level 100. So
yeah. So once you've done them, you will then see the level 1000. Once you get to level 1000, it'll be like level 1000, like level 2500, and then it'll be like level 5000. And obviously, very, very few people. We are talking like 5 people will ever actually get that cosmetic, but I think it's kind of a fact.
They'll become like legends, and that's awesome.
It's kind of a fact that like it's also cheaters. Will be pretty fucking exposed if they pull up with that cosmetic. They'll be like, okay, you fucking cheated for that. But like, because I don't think anyone, even the player that plays the most, is yet to reach 5000, right? Like,
I don't know what the highest level legit player is.
Around 3000. I think that's.
Well, how are we supposed to know? Do you think Ghost Ship knows? It must do, right?
It might know. But obviously, there's a lot of cheats that probably just get away with it. And now with mods being a thing, there's like isn't there like mods and then there's like quasi mods?
Yeah, but cheaters are really stupid with the numbers they pick.
Yeah,
so it's like 9999. It's like, well, you're
10,000. Like I saw one that was like 10,000 something. Like sure, but yeah, let's go with that. There's probably a maths that can be done to prove that number is literally impossible. Like, there's probably a thing where like,
oh good lord,
to 5,
I'd actually like to know
how long this game has last. Like it was been out. You would have to play for like 17 hours every day. If they can like use maths to find what is a reasonable line to draw in levels, then that would be sweet. But my point is that like a level 5000 thing will be obtained by like a couple people, but it would motivate so many more to continue playing beyond. Like it literally. Like,
see, we've never addressed this from the perspective of motivating low-level players to play for longer, and that's
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's the key. I don't know that, but we haven't touched it. We haven't come across that before just by talking about this. And I think it's a really important thing that we haven't seen before.
Yeah. Like, first of all, like, for anyone that reaches the level 2,500, they are already, like, they didn't need that level 2,500, right? In all fairness, like, the reward. They were going to probably do that anyway. Like, some of them, most of them probably did
I
get
needed to
get
get 1,000.
Yeah. Like, just the number alone is enough. But if there's just, like, a little hat, like, a good-looking hat, first of all, fucking go ship. Stop it with all the shit ass hats. But like a good looking hat will do it. That'll be like that'll do them. And if they reach that point and then they see a 5,000 and word gets out, like I mean, word would probably get out before that because they'd probably have to mention it in the update. Like there would be like
paint job that actually looks like you're staring into a mirror.
Sure, yeah. Something like that. Or
you
like,
could
I don't
make
know, just like
this is you
like,
if you play as long as I have, and you see yourself in the mirror. It's like I can get this.
Yeah, or it's like actual like dwarven, like full on like ditch the sci-fi Hobbit, like Lord of the Rings dwarven armor. Just
yeah,
like,
unfortunately, it would never be armor. It would never be armor sets. I would easily say I want paint. I want
that would be reasonable.
Paint jobs like a paint job in that kind of style. That's where it would lie for me.
Yeah.
A straight stream paint job actually has like.
Because they can't
decorative.
put too much effort into that. In all fairness, but like they should put an amount.
Well, that's the point, though. It's not that they should be low effort. It's not that the pieces should be low effort. It's just that there's so few because it's like literally we've said 1,000, 2,500, and 5,000. You only need to come up. You technically would only need to come up with 3 things.
Yeah, and maybe they could actually like, come together. Like oh
my god,
like
it would be a set.
And, like,
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it would be like a hat, a beard, and like armor or like,
beard.
facial hair. Like just
I didn't
a
even think
facial
of a
hair
beard.
kit.
Yeah.
Just like a bunch, like just a set of facial. They should do that like a lot more. Like just a set of facial hair for like a holiday. Like I've said it before, like a beard with Christmas lights in it would be so much fucking better than any hat they could come up with.
Yeah, jingle beard.
Especially with the new green, that would look amazing. But, yeah, it is what it is. I like tinsel in it, but that maybe step too far. Point is, beards with things in them should be more common, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, there's just so much potential in the game. That's really just what we need. Anytime we go on a run, and I would say this was the least negative one we've done in a while.
I mean, that podcast was one of the least negative podcasts in a while as well.
Yeah, it was actually quite good. But like, yeah, any time that we like talk about this, it's just because this game has so much potential. And it's not that I don't believe that Ghost Ship will live up to it in like any way, but I just don't think they want to live up to it in the right areas. Like it seems like they want to just have just I don't know, their holiday event be fucking huge. First of all, that seems to be what they live up to. They want to live up to their holiday event potential. They're specking real hard into that tree.
Well, so actually we should talk about that because of the Lunar Festival event, which is actually, I'd argue, not that. That is them just... They just made the decision that all of them are going to have double XP events. It's the minimum... Yeah. It's the new minimum, basically. But in my opinion, it's also what they should all be, except Anniversary. Frankly, they can do whatever they want for Anniversary.
Right. That's the thing, right, is you got to kind of look at it in that they had enough time and energy to add a double XP event into the game, right? Which is going to be like making the thing, making the animation, making the voice lines, making the code, all that stuff. But they didn't have time to make that hat. No, they could have made another hat, right? They would have made another hat, but they, for some reason, and I don't hate this reason, they just decided that the Chinese New Year's just gets one hat. And that's like all it gets.
It's also, the thing is, though, it's actually going to... See, the thing about this is, though, one of the things I like about it, it seems to have accepted that the double XP thing, it can be a gag, which means they'll probably get reused. Unfortunately, the Chinese New Year is the one that won't get reused because the point is that it's the year of the rabbit, so it's going to change every year. So it's...
Well, they don't even have to change the statute, like the actual.
I know exactly, but that's it. But actually, to be fair, in a way, that actually guarantees it more. That at least it's probably just going to reuse the mechanic, isn't it? At the same time, what I want to see is like, I think this is all it needs to be. In terms of the mechanics, like they should reuse the elf AI for something else, for example.
Yeah, because I assume the statue thing is going to be very, very similar.
The statue, I think it is just Oktoberfest.
Which hopefully, with the actual like a little bit of time put into it, like obviously they had very little time. That's why the October mug was like what it was. But like they have a little bit more time now. Just add an animation. It felt so weird holding that.
Make it feel like your dwarf is still breathing while they hold it.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously, I think they did do it a little better with the your guide elf. Like you actually like it was moving while you were moving, which was a nice touch. Like it's kind of interesting though. Like you only really notice how fucked that is, or like how good it is normally until you don't have it, right? Like you don't think about the animation when you're running around with a quark, like the jiggle physics on all the like, stuff you're carrying, until you pick up the fucking mug on fucking Oktoberfest and use the stillness, the eerie stability that it gives off. It's just
eerie stability.
Yeah.
Revan's been talking about Sea of Thieves a lot. I thought we've been ignoring him. He said something about Sea of Thieves, the gold curse. Something about. He says the gold curse that motivates players to try and get every single day. What is that?
I'll be honest. I don't actually know. I know what he means by gold curse. I don't know how you get it. I haven't played it that much, but I'm a pirate legend, but that's not saying much. If you actually know Sea of Thieves, it's pretty easy now. But like, the gold curse is basically just. You can curse, or I don't know. You could basically just have part of your skin turn to gold. I'm not sure if that, in what way that is. Like it's just like part of the cosmetics, like makeup. You can just have part gold. I'm not sure. But the sounds of it, it's like the more you get treasure, the more you might get cursed, something like that. But it is, yeah. I think honestly, if you want to look at like really good long-term motivation stuff, Sea of Thieves is where it's at, because there isn't short-term motivation. The second you load up the game, you have access to everything you will long-term. Like it's just technically not. Like you have to unlock some missions, but like you have all the weapons that you're ever gonna have. Just right there, and all the boats that you're ever going to have right there.
Yes.
It's just pure cosmetic from like then on out, and just getting different ways and like better ways of earning money for cosmetics. So I think as far as Deep Rock long term goes, Sea of Thieves is a very good inspiration for what they should be aspiring for. In that, money sinks. Sea of Thieves has immeasurable money sinks. Like pirate legend cosmetics cost an obscene amount. Like literally, like Tom's working towards I think Dark Adventurer sale, or like flag, which costs like 8.5 mil. And it's just that's just one piece of the ship set. And it's like that. And that's all it really takes. And it motivates not like to play a lot, in all fairness. Sea of Thieves is really an acquired taste, which we do kind of have, but not too much. But like, it's all you really need. Just a money sink to like have a reason to earn all this extra money, which is definitely what money is for you, right, Harry? Like all money you earn is not
just
really
hoarding it.
Worth earning.
No.
Like, you could stop earning any money from like all missions and still like promote your dwarves like regularly, and you would be fine for what, like fucking 10, 20 promotions. Like you'd still be fine.
It's like Michael Jackson, where and Prince, where apparently they still have enough music to like put an album out like every year for like 12 years or something. Unreleased music.
Yeah. Like you have so much money in reserve, so many. Do you have minerals in reserve? Like, I mean, you said like 4,000, right? Which wouldn't actually last that many.
It's much more than that. Hey, What are you talking to?
4,000 minerals per.
Yeah,
right?
plenty. Fucking hell. I've got roughly 20,000 of each.
Well, right. Well, yeah, that's about 20 promotions, right? Like, is your mineral still under 1,000 per promotion?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I have to pay attention to
point
the
is-
next engineer one.
Even if you stopped earning literally everything, like all your awards, like I don't know, the fucking government like takes it from you with tax or something, and you don't earn anything from
Can
your
we put
missions.
taxes in Deep Rock? That'd be lovely.
Like you don't earn anything from all your missions. You will still be able to promote your dwarves like 20 more times. You're just that overwhelmingly rich. Where at that point, yeah, you don't need anything. You don't do it for the currency, or like to earn anything.
Do it for the currency.
Which obviously, someone at your level, you don't need to earn that much. That much is clear. It's why you're still playing. But like,
Do you know what they should
wouldn't
do?
hurt.
Actually, no, they shouldn't do that. Stupidest idea I've ever had.
Say it.
I was gonna say they should give us the option for when like buying DLC. It could be like, it could be like have it be like so it's unlocked in game in a specific way. It's like set what level you would like to unlock this at. It's like 10,000, but it's just like well no because no one's actually gonna do that, or is no one like 2 people will do that, and everyone else will just buy it and get it straight away. It doesn't actually help.
Yeah.
You feel like an idiot. Is what will happen. You feel like an idiot. So don't do
I'm
that.
still fond of
I
the,
like putting it into the loopholes though, especially for the frameworks.
the options to throw it into the loophole. I think that really would kind of just be a good idea. Like, it would just be a good idea. Like, because obviously, yeah, people could still have it immediately if they don't want to earn the fucking DLC they just bought, which is fair enough. But the
Oh my
people
God,
that,
Tyler, do you remember
honestly,
Grandpa?
more than the cosmetics, they just want something to do.
Our viewer, Grandpa, Grandpa, Granddad.
Kind of, yeah.
He's back. He said, what patch do you think PvP is getting added?
I think it's
The last
this
one.
coming out. It's
What?
literally season 4.
Yeah.
They've been teasing it because whenever anyone asks for PvP, they've said no. And I think that means that it's really on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's any moment now.
Mm-hmm. It will only happen if Ghost Ship are starting to work on the next game and it's a PvP game and they're gonna like look data some features through Deep Rock. Bungie
it's, like-
style, because they tested like Destiny features in Halo Reach like secretly.
Like, it really wouldn't be like the worst idea to kind of siphon. Like, obviously, if they make a new game, they will already have like a fan base just because of this game, right? Like,
Yeah,
like
by the
most
way,
people would support Ghost Ship
seeing
in
that
any
new
endeavour they
framework
do.
immediately gave me an idea for what the next game should be, which is just like a fucking steampunk Sea of Thieves set in the sky. Basically.
I was thinking the opposite.
And
of
difficult
that,
sky pirates.
As in not that. As in steampunk.
Submarines.
Stuff underwater. Yeah.
You think people should make an underwater? They should no. Ghost Ship. The next game should either be just purely in the sky or completely
PvP
underwater. Never on land. Never just on land. Either underground, in the water, or completely above.
Yeah. They should never actually
be a trilogy.
be on the surface. Yeah.
Just avoiding that. Just
It's like Deep Rock Galactic. There's like I don't know,
sky
fucking,
pirates.
Steam Submerger, or something like Steam Submarine, some shit like that.
Steam depth. That sounds a bit weird.
That's yeah. Maybe Steam's not the best word because of Steam. Fucking I don't know, punk submarine punk. Deep punk submarine. The point is yeah, they just have like fine and cool. But like yeah, they don't actually really need to make the next game like anything to do with Deep Rock for it to still kind of carry over the good faith and fan base of Deep Rock. But
I want them.
it wouldn't hurt
whenever they end
if
up making
they-
the next game, I don't think it should be a sequel, but I would like them to have like them be
it was
still
like the
connected.
same
Same universe. I'd love that.
same art style wouldn't hurt because it would probably be easier on them unless you feel limited by art style. Like, you know,
I'd like to see the Deep Rock art style applied to very different settings.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like,
It's good.
yeah. And plus, you know, they got sci-fi and fantasy, right? And if they wanted to spec hard into either, they could easily do it in this universe, right? Pure sci-fi, where it's all just like humans and aliens, they could get away with that. Pure fantasy, where it's still humans but like dwarves and all that with no sci-fi elements, they could get away with that. Like they could just say it's in parts of the universe where the other parts haven't that really touched. So they have very large like areas of we can do whatever the fuck we want, like theme wise or like setting wise, and still put it in this universe. And I think the more they tie it into this game, the more people will be up for playing the other one. The only issue is if it does eventually fall into this section of basically being a second game, it will kind of kill Deep Rock, even if it's like an infinitely replayable game. Well, it's already an infinite replayable game, but like if it was like they left it in a state where like it's like completely like infinite and modded, so like anyone can mod it and like make it even more replayable, like Skyrim.
I mean, technically,
like
that's actually all you
like,
need. Is actually just the mods, really, because the mods would introduce those like more progressions.
Because it's kind of a fact that some people might not, but like when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, as long as it's not absolute dog ass and like blocks modding, a lot of people will move on.
I
to Elder
think
Scrolls
they
6.
actually might be planning on having modding be on every platform from day one.
It would be a good idea, because that's what's kept Skyrim playing.
I mean,
that's why people buy Skyrim.
It is a good idea. Unfortunately, I would be too tempted to not mod it straight away. I mean, honestly, actually, at the same time, so you have something like the Skyrim unofficial patch, which is it's not essential, but you're kind of stupid for not using it. And there'll probably be something like that where it's like you should probably just get this mod.
Yeah,
it doesn't change the game. It just makes exactly. Well,
that's
exactly.
the main reason why I didn't do it.
That's actually pretty good because it'll be the brand new Elder Scrolls. We might be fucking long for it, and also, I want to get. Why would I?
You got to experience it like raw the first time.
Yeah, raw, and you'd miss the achievements if you use mods. I wouldn't be too tempted actually. I think
it wouldn't actually be that bad of a shout if they were like they locked mods behind completing the main story for the first time. Like you've got to you've got to do the main
the game.
quest.
Actually, you have to get all the achievements.
Well,
not, obviously not, but yeah.
Like,
I think they should
the main story,
handle saves better in a way where you should be able to have an unmodded save, and maybe you can't. Maybe if you start a vanilla save, you shouldn't be able to mod it, but you could start another character at the same time. It'd be easy to switch between them. That's different.
I think having like three, like having like maybe a completely unmodded save and having like maybe three or maybe I guess two, because that would be the third, like two like ones where they have their own pool of mods. So like if you like fuck around with your mods, you can no longer play like your previous save. Like that's it, right? Unless you remember the exact mods that it was, it's gone. You can't play it. You'll fucking corrupt the shit out of the world. Like it's over. But if there was like,
is this how it is currently? Right? So you mean like you should be able to have different configurations of mods? Like each save should have their own mod configurations, and it should remember them. I mean that's quite.
If anything, like minimum remember them. So like if you load up that save, it will like deactivate the ones you have installed, like not uninstall them, just deactivate them, and then install the ones that you've uninstalled, and put them back on. And if it can't because of storage, then it will like tell you. It'll be like, hey, you don't have enough storage. You have to delete some of the ones that that aren't going to be used in this save or something like that. And then you can continue playing it with the original mods. Like that would be a step up in making it a lot more fluid of a thing to do, really.
There's a poll on Carpet Bomber or Neurotoxin that asks if you were building your autocannon for Swarm Clear, which overclock would you pick? They're basically equal.
Is that
response.
what you said? The base. Oh god. It's like I don't like that Carpet Bomber isn't great.
What the hell have you done to your stubby? Someone's turned their stubby into a fucking LSAT.
Neurotoxin's just too good to be joking around like that. Like you could put it up against Big Bertha in just generally, right? And it would still kind of just win, or should kind of just win. Like Neurotoxin is so overwhelmingly broken. But yeah, you put it up against fucking Carpet Bomber.
Overwhelming. overwhelmingly good. I'm finally out of that mission.
Oh, good. I've just been parkouring the whole time. I don't think I can bring myself to throw myself into another mission. And by that I mean I really don't think I can. So many long missions in a row.
Oh, many. Well, that's fine because that means I can do this instead. Like Terror Plague and Explosion.
Yeah.
I've got balls. I got balls on top of my balls. Coming out my balls.
But no, yeah. I mean,
my balls are leaking.
This is the thing. Harry,
This is the thing.
how long did you watch the stream for? Were you just there and left, or were you there the whole time?
I was not there the whole time.
Alright, so you might miss this.
I forgot
they
about
actually
this guy and how good he looks.
They actually explained how to get streamer kit, like streamer setup. It's like on Discord. You have
on
to
Discord.
Discord. It has like requirements there, and you meet the requirements. Contact the mod, and they'll give you the setup. And I'm gonna say this exact way that they said it because this is how it works. They'll give you the Steam key, and I think you can tell where this is going. Basically, the streamer stuff is Steam only, because it's basically a DLC in the Steam store, which you can only really get if you get the key that's on Steam, and they can't really do anything like that in Xbox or consoles. So
I feel really stupid. So you know how when you go into just the equipment terminal, you look at your weapons, and you have like the three options at the top. You can. That's just how it works. Like three icons, the three silhouettes of the weapons.
you're in denial, Harry.
Yeah, I'm just ignoring that. So
We can't get the streamer kit. It's not an option.
yeah, no, I heard you.
Plus, apparently, not enough people ask for it on console either. Like 2 people have apparently, so they've seen no reason why they should figure out a way of doing it.
Anyway, did you hear what I'm saying?
No.
When you look at your weapons in an equipment terminal, you have the three, like, icons, the 3 panels for each weapon. Click between them, as you do, as they are. I never noticed you have that for every part of your kit. Obviously, it's just one, but I feel like I've never paid attention to that. Doesn't need to be there, though, does it? Even the flare has it. Grenades don't, though. Because it's just... Yeah. Grenades.
Yeah, that's why I think grenades are never going to get overclocked or mod or anything. And other facilities for it. Like even in the HUD. Like flares are more possible for overclocks than grenades, like mods.
I would not oppose it.
Obviously, they have no intentions of doing that, and they really shouldn't. I don't know.
Shut up, Revan.
What do you say?
What about adding a weekly mission with extreme hazards like detonator nest or heavy gravity? That's what he said. Word
How
for word.
dare he have an idea?
Pots of gold. Not that.
Well, it's
Yeah,
just
basically.
you just got to keep in mind that it's Deep Rock Galactic. They may hear your requests,
Yeah.
but they will often say no.
Feel much better now.
What? Did you... Sorry, what? No one heard what you said. You weren't audible.
Why?
But when you cut back in, you was just like... If you weren't saying anything. What do you mean why? It's because your internet's dying. Basically, Grandpa thinks super hard modifiers would be funny. They would be funny. Every warning at once. More and more of those frameworks are just getting out there. Tyler,
Oh yeah.
the leak one. Flamethrower looks pretty good. It almost looks like a blunderbuss.
Get ready! Call me the sweep. Needs assembly. Sentry armed.
We're sending you in deep, so be on your guard. Scanners indicate
Oh, now.
particularly rich veins of morkite and gold further down. Bring it back, boys.
Ew, never felt better. It's a mystery to me how all these minerals fit inside.
LMAO. I want to do Deep Rock Galactic quotes as Benoit Blanc.
Not allowed.
Molly,
Okay,
loot bug, open.
can you facilitate it? As in, give me phrases, Deep Rock things, quotes
What?
to say. What should I say?
I don't know. Do some rock and stones.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I need to get into the Blanc. No, I can't. Now that I've like really chosen to spot like the fact that I'm trying to do a Benoit Blanc impression, I've realised I can't really do it.
One platform, ready to use.
I can't. Not like it was ever actually that good.
I'm full. Where's Molly?
Bean dip.
Focus fire here.
Focus fire here. What the heck?
I'm not scared of you.
We call attention to detail.
Platform created.
Using a flamethrower at all, the hollow bow, should just set the whole thing on fire. Straight up. Burn that motherfucker down. Now, I wouldn't call it particularly impressive, but I do think it's fairly interesting attention to detail. That, like, hollow bow, like, brain turns to carbon when it's detonated.
I got it.
And obviously, I think the glacial strata just doesn't change at all. Make holes in it. What's the ice going to turn into? Water? Idiot. And liquid in water.
Yeah.
And there is no, actually, I guess there is liquid in Deep Rock now with the fucking little the vials, the biohazard armor. Those frameworks are supposed to be a DLC and they haven't been removed. I'm confused. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't. That's the thing. Has anyone actually played with them on? I don't. It's a good point actually, but I don't think people would just I don't know actually. I don't know what to make of that, especially considering I feel like it's clearly not every single weapon, or at least it can't be. Or are people getting it from cargo crates? I don't know what's going on.
Brace, brace. Swarm detected.
Swim detected. Swim detected. Oh.
Access provided.
Swarm, they're here.
What?
Eat it. Clear. Already. Platform.
This isn't gonna work.
Thanks, Bosco. Watch out. Ow. Look up. Platform up.
Oh my god.
Take that.
Hostiles are backing down. Finish them.
Die. Reloading.
Yeah.
Eat it.
Okay. See you soon.
Fuck. He's sniveling about.
Genji killed me after me suck ass. Then my turret killed Genji after I die.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that, everyone.
Platform.
The voices told me to do that.
Feel my wrath. Off.
Wait, there's some. What the hell is this? There's a fucking wasp nest.
I made a platform.
Bow, 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 bow. Dow, 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 dow.
Oh my god, I love Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, I discovered them recently.
Mine it.
So I discovered them. Literally that one song.
That's
I
not
was
Imagine
literally
Dragons,
just-
you fuckwit.
No, I know.
Then why
but I
didn't
went
you?
with the
Why didn't you
joke.
acknowledge the joke?
Because the joke.
Yeah, but
wouldn't be funnier
I
if
couldn't tell
acknowledged
if you were. You couldn't tell if you were playing along or not. Wait, who?
it. Sure.
Does that make me the stupid one? Does it?
I don't know, maybe. Aren't you
Oh.
often leave that out?
All right, so that was actually surprisingly courteous until you said that. Like you didn't immediately jump saying yes, you are the stupid one, but then you did. But
Yeah, makes it worse, doesn't it? But you're in the clear, and then you were not.
yeah, it does make it worse. You're right. The fuck?
You're welcome.
It's devious.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because I've always heard of Arctic Monkeys, which is the answer to that question, by the way. But I'm like, yeah, well, I never thought anything of it. I just heard of it. And then I heard that song, and I was like, oh, this is actually fucking fire.
I prefer Polar Primates.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, like let me try listening to their other like top songs, because that's normally a good thing, right? You'd want to go through their top ones because they're the best ones.
No.
And they were not that good. I didn't really like any of them other than the one I sang then, which is their toppest song on Spotify. It was like their highest listens. So, yes, I heard their peak. Everything else was not the peak.
The best songs, you're going to give an artist always what I think is their best song.
Okay, what do you think's the best Arctic Monkey song?
Do I want to know?
Exactly.
It's the only one I've heard.
Yeah, because it's the only good one.
Yeah, but I wouldn't, you know, I mean, I'm humble. I only think my opinion matters on artists I give a shit about. Is that even more arrogant?
My taste is like, I don't know what it means. If like, because I literally went through my entire like top songs, like, well, like my playlist of all my favorite songs, and each and every one of them, I clicked on like the artist. It feels weird to call them that. The musician, right? The band, whatever. And consistently...
No, artist is the most like universally applicable word, though.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they're not actually a musician. Because I think to be a musician,
yeah,
you have to be playing an instrument. But some of them don't play an instrument because they do it on a computer, and some of them aren't bands.
Yeah, but some of them aren't even artists. They don't even make the songs. They barely sing them. Point is, the fucking...
We have to say artist. Is what I'm saying.
Like literally, there's probably like 80 different musicians, or artists or whatever, and probably 2 of them, I didn't like their most popular song. As in, like I probably have 1 or 2 of their songs like in the playlist. Like fucking, I don't know, Cage the Elephants. That's like the only band I can actually think of. I know like a couple of their songs. And they're fucking all the songs I have on my playlist of theirs are like their top songs, like ever. And that's like the same with all of them. Like if I have one song of like a person or band or whatever, it is their most popular one. Like that's the only one I'll have.
Ain't no rest for the wicked, but it don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, got mouths to feed, there ain't nothing in this world for free.
Yeah. What is that I don't know what to take from this information. I don't know if that means I am a basic bitch that only likes music that everyone else likes, even though I didn't know that most of them were popular. Or
isn't that arguably more basic? It's like you're just inherently just inherent to you.
Yeah. It's either that, or I have fucking immaculate taste, and that I can just tell what good music is.
Let's go with the less arrogant option.
Yeah, but it's really one or the other, though. Really, it's either that I can just tell what good music sounds like, and because just what everyone is listening to, it's the good ones.
I mean, I could refute that personally.
Have I ever chat shit about Dio, Harry? Clearly, I've not got bad.
Kind of. Not Dio the band, and not him as a singer either. But I think it's just Heaven now. Actually, I can't actually blame anyone. I can't blame any particular person for not liking it. I can blame someone for thinking it's bad. I would kill them. And as bad is not the same as mid. Actually, you know what? Mid's worse. Mid's far worse. There's nothing interesting about it. That's what mid means. You don't know what good music sounds like, Tolly. You don't even like Pleasure Slave by Manowar.
But yeah, I mean, because it's the same thing even with like as like Dio. Like what? I say that there are like there's like The Eyes is like the only one that isn't like his top fucking songs. And even then, I think it's probably up there. But like,
It's not in like the top range, really. Nothing from that time is. That's the thing. It's up there on that album.
But then yeah, like the only other fucking songs of Dio's I have on my playlist is fucking Holy Diver and Rainbow in the Dark, which are like by far his most songs, right? Like
his most songs.
Like,
they are his most songs.
Yeah. And it's like I don't know. It's like
the thing is about those. I think he's got a lot that is equal and even surpasses the quality. But at the same time, I listen to them and I've listened to them a lot, obviously. And I do get it. Honestly, I think I get Rainbow in the Dark more than anything. It's actually a fantastic song.
Yeah.
The way it's structured,
just,
the way it sounds, and everything about it.
Yeah, it's
Singing
just
is
like
perfect.
it's just like the fucking
it's all
melodies
right.
most of the time. It's just like because like
It's just
especially with
also
the artists,
correct.
like as I was listening to it, like it isn't actually that often, but there was a song that sounded very similar to Do I Want to Know? Like the same, like it's in the same album, but it was like the same kind of guitar, like duh, 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 but it's like just in a different way, and it was just worse. Like it was just worse. Like it just sounded worse. Like the singing was the same guy, everything was kind of like similar, but it was just worse. And at that point, you just I don't know. It's like just be good, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, baby. Whoa, baby. Also, there's like there's this random like metal music account I don't follow, but they've ended up on my like feed constantly because I've watched videos of theirs. It's all just like X band songs be like, and it's always just clips from SpongeBob like that relate to what the song's called. Actually, an interesting one was the Dio one. They have the song Egypt, Chains Are On, and they used a JoJo clip. Apparently, there's a direct relation there in some way. So do the Pillar Men actually partially being inspired by that song? I might be completely wrong, but
I'm pretty sure the fella that did JoJo, like I think Dio is definitely on the spectrum of his music. He's quite open with his music taste. Like you know the fucking like most songs that are played in like the outro of his stuff are like music he listened to. Like the like he actually like that shit.
Oh yeah.
It's not shit. I listen to it, but my point is that
I mean, Dio's music,
the songs that they use in the
sorry.
show, he likes.
JoJo music is generally pretty good, actually. I can admit that.
It's just
easily.
an actual like it's just a guy's music taste, and yeah, he likes those kind of songs. I think it's not the same with the Berserk, the old Berserk animated show. They made their own music for that, but they made it based on what Mira listened to while making the comic or manga. Really,
they made it based. You're ruining it. You're just ruining it. Anyway, so the other thing this YouTube channel does is that's tournaments, like poll tournaments, for like best album for a given band. And so when it came to the Dio one, and it was like Holy Diver in every fucking poll, and it was like by a landslide. I was just like, you just haven't listened to anything else. At the same time, see, I only say that because of how skewed it was. It's not that Holy Diver isn't up there. It's actually, I could make arguments for it being the best album. I still think Lock Up the Walls is better.
The thing is, like, on like, I have listened to Dio like obviously technically Engelbert Humperdinck is my most listened to fucking musician, and probably like Bo Burnham is up there technically, right? Because I've listened to like, the same couple songs a lot of times. But as far as
you couldn't sing "A Man Without Love" by off by heart, could you? You don't know the lyrics really.
I could do some of it, but not enough of it to warrant the amount I've listened to it. But like, yeah, fucking I've lost my point. My point is that Dio is actually probably the musician I've heard the most songs out of. Like, I've never gone through any
individual songs.
Yeah,
right?
I've never gone through like anyone's entire fucking catalog. I got stupidly far through. Like, yeah, I just for like an evening I went through like all of his fucking songs. None of them really stuck. Kind of because if you do that, they tend to kind of blend together.
It does. They sound, when you listen to it in bulk like that, they sound more similar. Well, they are similar. Obviously, you can pick up things that it does similarly, especially within the same album, because an album would have a distinct sound. As in, you should be able to. I can easily. Obviously, I reckon I just know them anyway, but I can still recognize like that sounds like that album. They have that. So songs within albums sound more similar anyway. It's just how it works. So listening in bulk really does cause that. But yeah, anyway, those people are just wrong. Basically, what I'm saying. Because honestly, my favourite album, Dio album, is Lock Up the Balls. Then it's Holy Diver. But at the same time, I'd argue that Dream Evil is probably the best, just objectively. So what's that all about then, eh? What's going on there?
I don't know. It's a weird thing with Dio. It's like, because all of his music is just like at minimum good. Like it really just comes down to whether or not I get it. Like I think that's why I like The Eyes. Is because,
I know why you like The Eyes.
The live version, that like basically explained what it's about. It's about paranoia, and that kind of just did it for me. Like from then on, I was like, okay, I get The
exactly.
Eyes now.
But at the same time, that is one of the best things, that it's not just an obvious. The subject is never obvious. It's also never. It's like he never touches really the subject of any common subject really in music, which is why it's always you kind of have to figure it out. Like,
yeah,
love is just never a thing. He's never sworn in a song. The closest is like. I mean, he did write it, but in like "I" by Black Sabbath, it's just the word "whore." That's the closest he gets to like profane.
You clean little Christian.
And he refuses to use words like like "baby" or like "I love you." It's just like, don't do that shit. Don't. And I mean, he does swear. Like if you've watched interviews, he swears, but he doesn't necessarily believe that has much value in lyric, like writing lyrics. And I agree with like he's at minimum good, because I think Dio just sounds like someone who just understands how to make objectively good music. He's just a technical. Yeah. He's a technical wizard, because he's like he's a singer who's like an actual musician though. He's like his voice is more an instrument than anyone else's voice really. He actually understands music and knows how to write and read music properly.
Yeah, I forgot another thing. I actually don't remember. Mob Rules. I don't know who this is from the album or the song, but the one that you listen to.
Yeah, that's not the song. The song Mob Rules is fantastic, but Falling Off the Edge of the World is fucking amazing.
Yeah, that went into the I'm not sure whether or not I like it after listening to it a couple more times, and then I listened to it like again. I'm like, okay, yeah, play this.
It's like, one of those ones where it's like the lyrics as well. I fucking love. It's just. Some of the sheets is so fucking cool. It's just like, I think one of them is I've seen the faces of doom and I'm only a man. It's like, that goes so fucking hard.
Yeah. I know. I'll be honest, it's just kind of the song, like the actual like music most of the time, the fucking like slow bit. Because
it's a good build-up as well. That's the thing. It's not just like random shit. Because like, Holy Diver has kind of a pointless introduction, but I wouldn't call that a build-up. But it still wastes over a minute. But like, Falling Off the Edge of the World is a very musical build-up, and it includes lyrics too, so it feels good. But then it just leads into this non-stop, just bombardment for just like 3 minutes straight. There's power.
Yeah. So yeah, that's yeah, and it's kind of awkward though to find if you don't know, like, well, Spotify, it doesn't give you any ability because like you look up like Dio, right, and it's like best of Dio, and you would assume that that is everything that he's in, but it's just
okay, hold on, because I thought I made my playlist public.
His band.
I thought.
Right.
Because I made a best of Dio
it.
playlist that includes at least something from everything he's been in. Except one of the Elf albums, because it's not in the right place. Not on the right artist page. I just didn't know about it. But it's also, when it comes to the Elf stuff, there's only one song that's anything like... that's anything like we did later on anyway, so... But yeah, best of Dio, it should be public. It is a public playlist. It's got stuff. And it's also in chronological order as well. I made sure of that. In terms of the albums. And this is what made me realise that Dream Evil was probably the best album, because I think... Hold on.
Does it take up like the most of that playlist?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 from Dream Evil. 9 songs from Dream Evil. And there are 9 songs in... It's basically because the whole album's in that playlist. That's why I did that. Yeah, there's one song from Holy Dive that isn't. I mean, Holy Dive and Dream Evil are both 9 songs, but the thing is, Holy Dive's got one missing from that playlist, so it's like, well, there you go. And then Lock Up the Wolves is missing 3 songs from that playlist, but it's 11 songs long, the album.
There's actually... What is... Your name isn't on Spotify, Baris Asim Sidik.
No, it's... No.
So there's actually...
It's Harry Knowles 84.
Yeah, there's someone else who's done one, and it's actually like caught on. Like it's got like 451 likes.
Yeah, although mine's top result.
Not for us. No, for you.
When you
type
look
it in,
at
your playlist a top result.
If you type in best of Dio, not the best.
No, I typed in best of Dio. It's
yeah,
still not
don't finish it though. Don't finish it.
No, Harry, yours will not be the top one. It's, if you made the playlist, yours will be at the top. Because while I was typing this in, with the word best, one of my playlists comes up, and it's and it wouldn't have, because it's not even a playlist for people.
But this guy's the stuff that this guy's put in, it's a bit random, and it's like got like the whole of Long Live Rock and Roll, which I don't think is particularly good. It's like you're better off just listening to all of Dio and then just deciding. But the thing, the point of mine is that it at least includes something from every album, so you know of every album that he's in.
Yeah.
Even if the whole thing isn't there, you can still go to it because every album is there except that one. Which I might add something in from that just so people know, because the reason why that's not there, Carolina Country Ball, is because it's not on the right. It's on a different Elf artist page. For some reason, it's just a random one.
It's not his full name, is it? He didn't put his full name.
No, it's just Best of Dio.
Basically, there is a lot of playlists on Best of Dio.
And I think that's because of him being like a very cross artist, probably. And it's so just very expansive discography covers a lot of time and different bands.
Best of Ronnie James Dio, the Metal God, in like capital letters.
Can we get that as the title? Metal God.
Okay, the actual thing. No, it's Best of Dio, Take 3. Oh, that's Eric's Cold Saga. Okay, again, started. Point is, you might have to send me a link to your Spotify playlist. I don't know. Actually, I do know how to do it. I did it. It should just be on like on your phone.
It should be easy. I should be able to do it on my phone. Yeah. Let's do that right now. Let's do that right now. Thing is, I think I do need to update it because there's some stuff from the Heaven and Hell album that I didn't realise was so fucking good.
As mentioned, Heaven and Hell, I way prefer the live performance.
I literally only got 2 songs from Heaven and Hell. That's not right. There's these two more that are very, very good. And also, the good thing about this, I think you can only do it on the laptop. I made it on my laptop because it was easier. You can just move them around. Just move the songs around. Share. Just send it to the chat. I'll put it in our like fucking YouTube description. Here's my mixtape.
Yeah, might as well.
No.
I want some people to see it. Did you not do it for the for your tier list one?
I mean, I suppose I could. I guess technically I should have put Dream Evil in S tier, but I'm not sure if I did. That's because I'm a dumb stupid. Anyway, no one's actually said anything to start talking about Theo. What else has been nice? No interruptions. I need some fucking peace and quiet.
Move your tin ass over here and hurry, please.
Da 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 da.
No players ready. One platform ready to use. Come here. Loot bug eliminated. I'll have to make a deposit.
What's that little goofy goob? Dio's mixtape. It's got a picture of like a really like fish-eyed cat just like licking
What?
the screen.
What?
Like the like camera fish-eyed.
Deposit
And
time.
Yeah.
the middle is this really.
I'm really conflicted on the idea of like AI singing. And then
AI
being
is
able to
gonna
replicate like like specific singers. Because
AI is actually taking down the one place that no one thought it would. Like people thought like creativity and creating stuff would be like fine from the fucking AI takeover, and it ain't. It's the first to go. Actually, it's already taken over art.
I think I know what it is, but it didn't actually. Yeah, because it didn't actually catch what you said. You cut out, unfortunately. But yeah, art. I mean, it has. I think it might take over concept art entirely, but
It's
AI
taking out, like,
art doesn't seem to have been done in a way where it can be used to like illustrate something like a story. It seems to just be able to just do like pictures and the character
Images.
models.
Yeah,
Images.
it's just the issue of and the only reason I know that it's kind of taken over is because there was a whole thing that like artists did where basically
that's not trends.
basically fucking hold on, shit, they kind of went on like a strike, and it's because people that like wanted to hire like actual like artists, basically people been like copying their art, if you know what I mean. Like say you wanted an Andy Warhol type art, which you really wouldn't because that's a bad example, but it's just a thing a post.
You wouldn't.
That's just the first art.
You
Like,
just wouldn't.
yeah, like, I mean, because it's like hiring work of like request work. Like I don't know. Do you know like fucking like actual current artist that does stuff?
Well, we got Murata or Murata, however you say. like manga
Mirror.
artists.
Oh yes, but
Mirror,
it's
yeah,
more.
that's easier.
It's more like, yeah, but yeah, basically, let's
And
go
that's
with that.
the kind of stuff that is hasn't they can't quite do that yet
Yeah, they can't
because
make
it seems a
comics,
little bit
but
too exactly.
say you wanted a picture of your cat in his style, right? And you would pay someone that got really good at his style and could then like draw it for you, right? Or like more in their own style. Say someone's style, their own style was just very good, like Miura's, right? Let's say their name's Bob. Basically, people would and should and would have paid Bob to draw and or paint or whatever that picture for them, right? That's like how requests work. But because of AI, basically other people with the AI and like the AI art bot, they are basically putting in all of Bob's artwork into the machine, and the machine is now pumping out very scarily accurate, if not basically identical artwork of Bob's style. And so basically people now don't have to go to Bob, they can go to Dave over here with the AI thing, and the AI pumps out identical artwork for the request using Bob's fucking style. I'm pretty sure that's what's kind of happened, and it basically made the whole like community, at least on Instagram, probably a lot more than that, basically like, fucking get rid of AI, it's gone too far. You would literally, it's like stealing jobs from artists, because why hire an actual artist that would take a long time and probably a lot more money when you could hire someone that just puts it into an AI machine and then it's done within like half an hour probably, and then fucking cost a lot less because of that. Yeah, basically AI is killing like artists already.
Yeah, I don't quite understand why that's one of the things that people thought it would never place. I would probably have said that's like the only thing I think it could have replaced. It's
Because
visual
until
thing.
then,
I personally don't
until
think
then-
they'll ever be able to actually replicate just full-on entertainment mediums. I don't think they can do it because, first of all, I don't believe it's going to take way too fucking long, right, for an AI to be able to make live-action films. Because of the
Sure, but
advanced
AI
CGI,
is
how advanced the
already
CGI would be
makes
that's required. Yeah, scripts I can believe. I don't think any.
They
I don't
can-
think actors are going to want to do them though. So there's that.
Yeah, maybe.
That still requires like a script is just a script. That's not the product. That's just something that helps the product get made. Unlike art, which is just the product. And I feel like it still requires participation of other people to turn that script into a product. And AI can't be actors yet. You need like the most hyper advanced CGI like possible, literally, like objectively, to be able to for an AI to be able to make generate actual live action films.
For the very specific example of live action, yeah, you are right.
Well,
like,
I don't think you call live
take
action
it
a very
step
specific
further.
example because that's the most
Animation.
dominant film medium. Is live action. It makes the most
Sure.
money.
Yeah, but like animation will be entirely conquered by robots.
Yes,
by AI.
it will.
AI is more accurate, like quite soon. Like, like they will be able to replicate and create a half decent story, and then fully do the animation themselves. Because that's another thing. There's also a fad that artists also fucking hate, of people basically taking like clips of animation, like from like Naruto.
Oh, interpolating,
Or, like, some
I know what
older
this is.
movies. Yeah, and yeah, basically using AI to make it 60 frames per second. Like,
Yeah,
at
but
least.
that's a bit weird though because no one likes that.
Yeah,
Or not enough people
exactly.
like it. It's not going to be. That's not going to be popular. So why is that relevant?
Point is that AI is already stepping into animation.
Yes.
It's already. I mean, obviously, it's not actually technically animating anything. It really is basically just the AI art all over
But
again.
is it-
but in
is
the
it not-
form of animation?
But the interpolation thing, isn't it basically creating frames?
Yeah, it is taking.
Which is kind of
it's
scary.
It's like AI art. It's taking 2 frames and then blending them, and then getting a result of the thing in
Right, that's
between,
that
which then adds it
Fail.
in, and then it will be actually like, yeah, more frames in there. Which is why if you freeze on a AI generated art part, it looks fucking horrific. And the animation itself also looks ass because like more than half of the frames look like ass because they're made by an AI that doesn't know what it's doing and doesn't know the intention and detail behind animation, like the rules that make things flow better. It doesn't care. It's just A to B, straight line.
It is pretty
That's all it
weird
is.
though that films and TV looks more natural in a lower frame rate than what we can actually see in. Like,
Yeah.
films are like meant to be 30 frames per second, but we've seen 60. So what is that? Nonsense is what that is. That's someone being a bit silly.
Someone
know what?
being a bit silly.
The one job that I think robots should replace is leadership.
It would be a bad shout
Look,
to
There's never been an
remove
actual
people of
good.
power.
No leader has ever actually been a good person. Real powerful leader. None of the world's most powerful leaders, only the most powerful countries, being actually good people. So, You know what can't be automated? Content creation.
Classy moves, Steve. Now quit it.
Email already has.
Has it
There are
though?
definitely like robots that have already made YouTube videos.
That podcast.
I mean, it wouldn't be hard to make a podcast. You just gotta have two AIs talking to each other, like Google and Alexa having a conversation.
The problem of that actually sounds really fascinating.
Yeah, and that's why people will definitely do it.
But there would probably only ever be like, it'd be like a limited amount. It'd be like based on like the fucking a specific personality AI talks to another personality AI. They like mix it up, different matchups of different types of AI personalities. Like, see how these people interact. See how the I can't think of any types of people. See, like the Chav AI talking to the fucking bureaucrat AI.
The intellectual AI.
Yeah. That's the.
Well, I mean,
that-
you got
that's the next
you got like
step.
doctor AIs.
Do
But
you?
there's a robot. There's an AI robot. Fucking
the
there's an
doctor.
AI that like has like all documented like medical knowledge, like just kind of in him.
Oh, that's nice.
And if he had a conversation with fucking I don't know Joe Rogan, right?
Ooh. Joe Rogan AI.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Really though, I mean, yeah, that would be something.
Oh, Reverend said something.
Yeah,
Did you hear about those two AI that talked and evolved the language to the point where nobody could understand it? No, maybe. I might have.
I entirely believe that. Not that you said it's a myth or anything, but like that sounds entirely within like fucking AI's like capacity.
Yeah. Did you see that fucking AI predicts like human evolution thing?
Huh? But some fucking guys just keep speaking French in game.
The thing where it's AI predicts human evolution,
Yeah,
and it's just
I think
like
so.
a time lapse, like thousands of frames it generated, just trying to predict human evolution. It like gets really fucking scary. Like turn into reptiles and then we turn into string. Just what the fuck? We turn into nothing by the end of it. Part of a computer. Really weird. Evolution of the dwarf. It's a pretty. I tell you what is slightly. I don't know if it's embarrassing or not. But the fact that the like Dankshine, the profile picture of Dankshine on YouTube is actually partially AI generated.
Yeah, I mean, you do it often, don't you? Like, you've spliced us many times. That was AI. Like, me and Tom, we got a picture of us combined. Like you put a smiley face on something. I don't remember what it was exactly.
Yeah, I did actually. It was on a rock. You know that rock?
I mean, we got like Snapchat filters, which my mum messing around with like lots. Not like the kawaii, but the ones the ones that people use of like turning women into men, men into women, that kind of thing. And that's all.
Yeah, we don't need AIs to do that though. You know?
No, I have no idea what the fuck you're going on about.
Gender reassignment. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Berg.
Once again, I'm paying like half attention, and that half is shifts. It's like when nothing's really happening, it's like full attention. But then when lots of things are happening, you get like 10%.
Anyway, I planned to end the stream at 5:30, basically. So that's as long as I was willing to go, and it's 23 past 5. I'm not going to start another mission. I think AI could make games.
Yeah.
The thing is, so here's the thing: they could potentially do anything, but it's just like, will they ever actually be able to do it in the way that people do it? Come up with original ideas and original.
Probably do it better than people do it.
And original styles and all this kind of thing. Everything that makes a game, everything that makes it something that you want to play, I just don't get. My instincts tell me an AI can't replicate things that draw people into games. They would just. It would be. I feel like games are far too complex for an algorithm to do it right. Like, I'll rest my, I'll hang my head in shame once an AI creates an IP that becomes incredibly famous and successful. Because that's when we're in trouble. That's the darkest hour. That's what it is. That's when it all changes.
Yeah.
And when that dark day comes, I'll be there, falling off the edge of the world.
That's the Dio song.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Anyway, I want AI to replicate Dio's voice so that we can have Dio sing every song. Basically, that's the idea. Actually, see, I think about that and I think, you know what? There's not really enough. I can't point to like a single full discography that I'd like to see. But actually, I'd be really interested to see the other way round, where I think Eric Adams, who's a Manowar singer, I think he's really fucking awesome, and I think I'd really love to hear that, him do all of Dio's discography. I think that'd be really interesting, and he could do it, but that kind of thing just doesn't happen. Obviously, no one's going to go out of their way to cover an entire discography. Yeah. Good luck with that, guys. AI is limited to the fact that AI has no emotions. Yeah, well, that's the next limitation that they're going to try and eliminate.
They were just like corporate businessmen, and even they make some good movies sometimes.
Yeah. Well, no, because the thing is, they experience things like greed. I don't think an AI can experience greed, which means they're probably more likely to make better decisions than those producers. Oh, they actually take into account what. Actually, no, they won't, because the thing is, they're very logical. They're like these kind of investors and shareholders when it comes to the business. They just see what makes money, and it's purely just like that made money, so just do that. It is so literally that it's upsetting. That's the reason why we get part 2s, is because like Harry Potter was like the first movie series to do a very successful like 2-part film, but they actually split the final book into 2 movies, like part 1 and part 2, and it just made a shitload of money. So it's like, oh, that's how you make money, is it? So it just kept happening, and it was never really worked out for anyone else. You can't give AI emotions since it doesn't have a chemical-based brain. Well, then the next step is basically to make artificial, organic beings that have chemical-based brains that operate on AI. It's like, I don't know why science has a strange desire to just completely replace humanity. Because emotions are tied to hormones, and hormones are chemical. That's what gives us our emotions. It's just the way it is.
But could we just give them emotions?
It's like how memories and thoughts are electrical signals. Just the way it is. There is a physical aspect to this.
Yeah, but like, why couldn't we just code emotions the same way? Like, because like we're chemically coded. That could just be coded.
Yeah, isn't that the whole point of like the digital space? That it can replicate anything because digital is just a substitute for anything. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
like,
why not?
What is emotion if not when something bad happens, be sad or mad?
Well, that then you run into the problem. How can AI understand emotions if it isn't actually sentient? It's still just an algorithm. Has to have some level of sentience.
Much?
And I think physical experience is part of that.
But like, at what point does it become like real?
Yeah, how are we ever going to know if an AI is actually conscious? Or if it's just data banks, or if it's actually a difference? Like if it can recall memories, how do we know that it actually has memories? Does it have human memories, or is that just it going through its data?
Because if it like has memories, has emotions, has thoughts, has feelings, if all of it is just code and like all that mumbo jumbo, at that point it doesn't matter, right? Like, fuck, like it doesn't matter if it's hollow.
Homo cyborgus.
Like, if you manage to give it everything that a human is, it's a human, right? Or like it's a person, it's a thought, it's a thing, it's a mind. As long as it meets all the criteria of being, and that being like, I don't know, whatever people decide it is. It probably comes to the point where people decide that it's not made of fucking code, but you know, it is what it is.
I mean, probably a big requirement of qualifying as humans that it would either be able to produce sperm or produce eggs. You know?
Yeah.
I think the ability to reproduce. I don't even want to think about that. The concept of robots that are very human-like and can reproduce. That's just simulacra, isn't it?
One of the most innovative fucking parts of science is probably sex bots.
Yeah, but they're not designed for reproduction. They're designed for just the everything that's a part of that, except that. Every aspect of sex apart from the reproductive part. That's the point. So you're basically talking about literal artificial wombs that people can buy. They can make their own children without
doing, right?
They can make their own children without an actual woman. Yeah. But it's like, then what does the baby come out as? Where does the other half of the DNA come from? It would be like 2 times, it'd be like double male.
It would be like
100% male. So we can eat the ultimate man.
Well, it would just be like a USB going into a USB port, because that's all sex really is. It's just the man giving the woman genetic information. They just give the male robot would just give the woman robot its code, and then they would blend the code together.
You just have DNA that you can just select. There'd just be presets.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, if we're talking about literally, we're talking about both robots here. DNA wouldn't be a thing; it would just be code.
Everyone's just like, they run out of like Henry Cavill DNA. Everyone just tries to. That's what people want. Brian Blessed. I want a child that looks like Brian Blessed. Can that happen? Please. Now I'm scared. Alright. That's enough existential terror for today. Thanks for thank you everyone. Goodbye. thanks for tuna. Thanks to tuna. Tuning in. Tuning in.